Time for the nominations, though, Josh.
But
Time for the
funny
nominations.
enough, first one is Golden Axe. Big
Big shocker there.
Yeah, exactly. Big surprise there. You know, it's funny to me that this is my first one because I spent, I shouldn't say I spent a substantial amount of time talking about how badly I didn't want to play another beat 'em up during our entire last fucking game episode. But Golden Axe is pretty fucking good. And there's enough, again, there's enough shit going on there that it's not so, I don't know, like the spell thing. There's just some shit going. There's more than your average beat 'em up. I think it could just be the fantasy theming. Like I don't know what it is. That theme to me is just more fun than like a street brawler kind of deal is maybe more what I was thinking of when I say beat 'em up. This is like not the same thing, So there's that one. I have going harking back to a previous nomination with Revenge of Shinobi too. Throwing that back out there. We haven't done. It's such a big franchise for Sega. And we didn't do the first one, despite it also, I think, being one nomination. The SMS Shinobi game was a game I nominated very early on in the Sega thing, I think maybe before you came on board. And so it's been there lurking in the periphery for a while, and it's such a big franchise for them. And I diddling with that, the second one here for Genesis, like I enjoyed that. So that's a game I wouldn't mind playing, and it kind of lends itself to game episode format with like a stage by stage deal. And then the last one is a little bit NES action with Rescue the Embassy Mission, and I think I already explained that in detail. I don't think I need to touch on that again. So those are my three. So what do you got for us?
Nice. All right, man. So first, I gotta say I agree. Golden Axe. I mean, it's I hate to even lead off with that, but yeah, the graphics are solid, the moves, the gameplay is fun, and as a Nintendo guy, I mean, I just didn't experience, especially those early Sega games, just like you. So I want to experience what that has to offer. But outside of that, I mean,
We could
I'm
definitely
going Batman, dude. I'm going Batman on the NES. Like it
fucking with me there, Jay. Fucking with me, Jay, because you know that I have a soft spot for that game too.
Well, I mean, it debuted in an issue of just pure hotness alongside Double Dragon 2, River City Ransom, and it deserves its time to shine.
And technically Mario 3, but we made an executive decision.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, how are you going to muscle those bad boys out? And then lastly, Truxton on the Sega Genesis. I mean, it's a blast. I've talked to him a ton about it. Flying shooter, so many power-ups with differentiating movements and weapons. But yeah, a definite game that I love to just put on some headphones, some music, and vibe to, and just play that game. It's just a blast. So.
And I accepted that I fucking probably didn't give that the due justice that it should have gotten in my try with it. So that's not a total, even though it's a space. A lot of times space shmup, I'd be like, nope, shut that shit down. But,
exactly.
Not as adamant about that in this case. It's a lot to choose from, man. I mean, obviously we have the easy answer of the overlap, Golden Axe, and I think we could fucking co-op that. It would be a blast,
Oh yeah.
And I have almost the same level of no experience with it. So for both of us, I think it's it's not just a nostalgia pluck. It's a whole new experience that we probably should have. And like it's the kind of game I think that if we don't do it now, we have to do it later. So like it's almost like get that checklist done. But Batman's that same thing, and I think Shinobi is the same thing. So I think those all fit into that box pretty well. Rescue is. I don't know. This is the hardest part about this step in the timeline. The idea with Golden Axe, Revenge of Shinobi, and even Batman, because Batman feels visually so advanced for NES, and then Truxton too. The idea of those 5 games sitting next to, as fun and as cool and as interesting as Rescue the Embassy Mission is, it's still very NES gamey. And the idea of like taking that step back is so hard to accept or do. with like, other options there. Yeah. And like, but that's the thing is like we can't, especially the NES has so much timeline left with so much shit that's not even out yet. We can't possibly have that like blanket stance. We got to be willing to take that step back. So that's not a reason to not do it. But I don't know, man. What
I feel like the easy answer is Golden Axe. I mean, it's the crossover. We both had it on our lists, but I'm afraid Batman's going to get lost. I feel like I'm going to have that as a backup on any other light episodes where there's not much going on. Like
Right.
Batman, now's
That's
the
kind
time
of
to do
I mean,
it.
that's the thing about that I've said it a million times that I really like about the way we're doing the format of this is that, well, I mean, Batman, yeah, because it's a licensed title, it's so popular. Sunsoft was one of their like key developers. Like you're going to see that a million times in classified information and counselor's corner and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see that a bunch of times. So it's not going away, for sure. So you'll have plenty of options with it. So, that's not a worry to have that it's going to get lost and you'll never have a chance at it again. But I like Batman too. Now I have the cart. I don't know if I would play that one on the cart because it's such a brutal game, but save scumming is. I can tell you that right now. Like as good as that game is, like you will absolutely be cussing at the thing. It's a. I mean, you do have a lot of experience with it as a kid or no?
I definitely played it. It's been so long though. It's been so long.
Oh god, it's so hard, man. The fucking Joker is borderline impossible. Like, it's so.
I know I've never beat it for sure.
The boss are super hard. Dude, I remember that was that was like a leave my NES on at home while I go to school kind of thing with the game pause because I had gotten to a certain part and like I was not letting that I was not turning that progress off, So yeah, it's an intense game. I feel like Golden Axe would probably be a little less stressful.
Right. I feel like that's definitely going to be similar to Alter Beast, but like better. Like I have high hopes for that. It feels like I'm going to have more fun playing that, both one player and two player, than playing Alter Beast. I don't know. Maybe that's too high expectations.
Yeah, and I feel like, that's not necessarily a reason to do it, but I feel like in the spectrum, I feel like Golden Axe might be underrepresented in the spectrum of retro video game podcasts.
Well, it's one of those games where if we don't do it, it's like you've never played Golden Axe before. We have no frame of reference for this game, which is like one of the flagships.
Yeah, but even in a flagship though, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like even being a flagship, I don't feel like I've seen a lot of coverage of this game, and that's maybe that makes it our duty.
Yeah.
So in our extensive conversation, as we recorded the longest episode maybe we've ever recorded, with our extensive conversation about trying to shorten this up and do playing our role in the video retro gaming podcast spectrum, like this is our role of these underrepresented like classics needing a serious look. Like this is our job. So maybe that's the reason I can buy into that. It feels dutiful.
I dig it. I can get behind that.
Work Golden Axe it is.